Sam Worthington talks about his riveting new Netflix series, I Will Find You, and heading back to Pandora for the next 2 sequels of the groundbreaking blockbuster, Avatar. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Joy Behar, Anna Navarro, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. Now let's get things started.
Yeah. Well, honey, there are a lot of questions right now about what exactly is in this deal to end the war in Iran. Republican lawmakers are anxious to see what's in there, but you know who? He's not saying too much. He's not giving details. He's just saying, oh, it's great, it's great, it's great. Great. But take a look.
Do you feel you know enough about this agreement to tell whether it's a good one or a bad one?
Nah, nobody knows enough. I mean, nobody's seen it, except the people who negotiated it.
Obviously, we want to see all of the details.
We're going to wait and see what this looks like on paper first.
Nobody knows what it is, but it's very strong. And most people seem to be very happy. Nobody could have made this deal. I mean, the JCPOA done by Obama, they gave him $1.7 billion in cash, green cash from banks, into a Boeing 757 and flew it into Iran. And you know what the Iranians did? They laughed at Obama and they said he's a stupid son of a bitch.
Oh, but wait a second. Didn't he just offer them $300 billion?
Yes, I was just going to, you know, because it's like, here's what we know from the deal. It's similar to the deal Obama made in 2015, except he did it without casualties.
Right.
Okay. Speaking to Robin Roberts over the weekend, he said he's doubtful any agreement will be different. He also said the notion that we can just bully our way or bomb our way to solutions may sometimes seem appealing, but the fact of the matter is that taking the time to explore diplomacy and exhaust possibilities of coming up with deals that don't solve 100% of this problem, but solve 80% or 90% of the problem while avoiding the necessity of going to war.
Obama said that.
Yes.
Yeah. To Robin Roberts.
It's like, it's crazy. And so, you know, this reportedly gives Iran access to $300 billion to fund to rebuild. So where is the dumb son of a bitch? I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, Obama, this deal was already in place. He went away and then came back. And what is it you always say that he's in
Obama lives rent-free inside of Donald Trump's head because Donald Trump knows that his legacy will never be the legacy of President Obama. He knows he doesn't have the smarts, he doesn't have the class. He will never be President Obama, even though he so desperately wants to be that kind of statesman. I will say this. Obama's Iran deal, a lot of people have problems with it. Alyssa and I have debated this. It was done in 2015. It was 20 months of negotiations, 20 months of
Nobody died.
Nobody died. And he got, under that deal, it required Iran to give up most of its nuclear material, sharply limit its nuclear activity, accept international monitoring, forswear nuclear weapons. Iran shipped 98% of its uranium stockpile out of the country, and Iran also dismantled 2/3 of its centrifuges, right? This new deal, which we don't really know what it is because it's a memorandum of understanding that's 1.5 pages, where Obama's was like 18 pages. So we really don't know what's in it. But what we do know is they're offering $300 billion, not necessarily from the United States, but from other, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from the region, to rebuild Iran after we bombed it in my opinion, illegally and unconstitutionally. And so how is this deal any better that was only done in about a month and a half or two or 3 months, better than a 20-month deal?
What do you expect from somebody who bankrupted casinos?
Correct.
So the White House is saying that this MOU isn't accurate, that this isn't it. But you know what they could do? They could release the text. Yeah. It's a page and a half. They could prove that it's wrong.
We can handle that.
I want to be clear. I did not support the Obama-Iran deal. Based on the MOU that's been leaked, this is far, far worse than Obama's Iran deal. Yeah. This is talking about, it's a complete and total surrender and capitulation to the Iranians. We are eliminating all forces. We are ending the naval blockade. There are no guarantees in the text that I read that actually leads to inspections. They're saying there is, but there is nothing in writing. And then finally, this $300 billion fund
the reparations we're giving to Iran,
rebuild their infrastructure, that relies on you trusting the Iranian regime and thinking they're going to spend it on their citizens now. No, they're going to use it to fund terrorism in the region as they have done and as we criticized Obama for doing. This is getting panned left and right by Republicans. Republicans are outraged. But for some reason, they're directing their fire at J.D. Vance. They're saying he was the architect, our new friend J.D. Vance. He was the chief negotiator.
But
this is Trump's deal. He was, but the president makes the deal.
That's true.
And I think this is an effort because Republicans are mad about it, but they're too afraid to tell Trump it's a bad deal.
What about regime change?
There's no regime change.
Is there any regime change?
This is as radical of a regime as there's ever been.
Correct.
Yeah, and each time they leave it empty, the void comes back with something worse. So I do believe Iran has long been a problem, but you can't go in without an exit plan, which is why administrations across both parties have struggled with this exact problem. And when it was bombed, they have decapitated the power there, but they're not going to be able to finish, because what does finish look like? They can't go in. You need the Iranian people.
Yeah, the IRGC is still in power, and actually Khomeini's son is much more
worse.
of a right-winger.
But they're absolutely going to turn this into funding the proxy terrorism. We saw what money was done. Rather than feeding its own people in Palestine, they were building tunnels when they got money. This is what terrorist groups do. When it's run by a terrorist regime, you will neglect the people and hurt them over and over again. Well, so it didn't help the Iranians. It didn't help us.
It didn't help anybody. That's that's the problem. And that's why I think I get so annoyed with him when he goes after Obama. Do better then. Correct. You didn't do better.
But he can't.
He
can't. It's not possible.
Well, I understand that, but then don't call him a son of a bee.
Yeah.
Don't do that, because you compounded a problem we didn't have.
And people died. And when you're negotiating with Trump, the best thing to do is call Obama a name. Like, if he thinks they were really calling him that, you're trying to smooth him over. It's the easiest thing to do. Just blame Biden, Obama, and we move on.
And I am so tired of Donald Trump. I can barely even talk about him anymore. I am so sick of his stupidity, of his dishonor, of the way he talks about people, the way he, as you said yesterday, the way he presents himself to children out in the world, the way he curses and swears about people, the fact that he's so incompetent at what he does, the fact that these Republicans stick by him no matter what.
The fact that he's grifted so much from the American people.
And you know what? By the way, where is this Iranian deal? Is it with his college transcripts that we never saw, or his tax returns that we never saw?
How many times?
Why are Americans putting up with this? Come on.
But how many times have we heard, don't worry, the taxpayers won't pay for it?
Correct.
Dating back to the wall, we were told over and over, don't worry, you won't pay for it. And every time the taxpayers get looped in.
That's very important, because they are claiming right now, the White House is saying that this $300 billion fund, first they're denying it, but then they're saying it's going to be the Gulf region partners are going to pay for it. I will believe that when I see it. I think this is going to fall to American taxpayers after this war already cost us a lot of money.
Add it to the tab.
Set all our prices up. But what's also interesting is it's reported that Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth have opposed this deal. So that to me shows that these are even people that are hardliners against the regime that don't think it's a good idea.
What are they going to do about it, though?
They can't stop it. It's up to the president.
Yeah,
so it's useless.
The only way to stop this is to change the regime.
Right.
That's the only.
That's not happening.
But I believe it's going to happen, because Americans, we know we have to pay for stuff we don't like. People pay for stuff that they don't like.
Change this administration.
Yes.
She means this regime.
Yes, this regime.
She's calling it a regime.
Well, because that's what it is to me.
Right.
That's what it is. And The only way that changes is if people decide that they've had enough and they go in and start voting.
Yeah, that's assuming that they haven't rigged the election in November.
Well, you know what? I'm going to keep saying this because just because they said this is gerryrigged, gerrymandered, doesn't mean you can't vote. It doesn't mean that you can't go into whatever town or area you're in. It doesn't mean that you lose your vote. You know? Yes, darling.
One thing I want to say. You know, the people of Hungary were able to get rid of Orban.
Yes.
Even though he rigged everything in that country. And the reason that they could do it is because they came out in huge numbers. Yeah. And that is what Whoopi's trying to say.
That's my point.
And that's important.
Yes. And because they say these things, they say, well, you know, it's, what is it, gerrymandering? Gerrymander.
I like jerry rigging better.
But both are offensive to people, I will tell you. They come from come from slander.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But my point is that the reason they tell you this is to make you say, well, it doesn't matter what I do. It does matter.
Right.
You showing up, you coming out, and this is not just at Democrats. There are Republicans out there who don't like what they see.
Oh, yeah.
We need y'all to come out, too.
That's right.
Because we have to make this change, or this is what we're living with the next, little while. We'll be right back. Well, Kash Patel, welcome back. Kash Patel is getting blowback for jumping the gun once again by posting about foiling an alleged terror plot planned for Sunday's UFC event at the White House. Now, here's what Deputy Secret Service Director Matthew Quinn had to say when he was asked about it yesterday.
I'll tell you a phrase I learned early in my career in the New York field office, and that's don't choke on your own smoke. Anyone that believes that case was worked in a bubble is naive. I'll tell you the Secret Service led that investigation from the beginning. I'll tell you that it's ongoing. In order to maintain the integrity of the investigation and the security plan, we chose not to leak it.
Yeah. And so this is not the first time Kash Patel has jumped the gun.
Yep.
He announced a potential suspect in the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk that he said he was in custody. 2 hours later, that person was cleared and released. He tweeted out crime scene evidence from a shooting at an ICE facility in Texas. He shared a premature victory message that a person of interest was in custody for the shooting at Brown University. That person was released without charges.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't he do something with Savannah Guthrie's mom too? Didn't he release that they had questioned someone and they were?
So what are you saying? He's kind of dumb.
He's premature.
Why do we need the FBI director to be tweeting in real time? Like, I would much rather have law enforcement officers who are serious, by the book, take their time. The suspect some of the suspects weren't even in custody when he announced that we foiled this plot. Like, this is deadly serious. What was planned against the UFC fight could have been very, very devastating. Thank God it was captured or caught in advance. But then for him to jump the gun and it could have real world consequences. It's so unserious.
And it's really crazy because he was a federal prosecutor. He knows how these things work. Investigations are never linear. They sort of go all over the place, especially when you're cooperating with other agencies and organizations. And so this is textbook not done. You just don't do it. The other thing that bothers me even more or about the same as jumping the gun all the time and compromising investigations and arrests is that Jamie Raskin, who's in Congress, just sent Kash Patel a letter requesting more information about this alleged slush fund that he has. So apparently he has about $1 million in FBI funds that he is giving bonus payments to his security. Kash Patel is giving bonus payments to his security details.
Is that allegedly?
Allegedly. And about $8,000 each. The one thing that I loved about working for the government, you don't make a lot of money, but it's fair because there's a government scale. You can look it up in a book and somebody that has your same experience, your same credentials is getting paid the same
You're
thing.
a public servant.
You're a public servant, and it leads to cohesion. There's a lack of divisiveness. You don't think anybody's making more money. What he is doing is he's making sure that he has these loyalists around him, and it causes divisiveness. That is very, very scary in the FBI.
Well, it's literally called the Secret Service.
Yes,
Secret
yes.
Service.
It's really, really disturbing.
The need to tweet to me feels like needing social media validation.
Yeah.
Like this is a guy who he did have a career on Capitol Hill before, but then he became kind of an influencer in the post-Trump years. And now it seems like he just needs that, like everyone to be like, congrats, Cash, you did a great job. It feels very thirsty.
Yeah.
Well, Trump is like that too.
Well, the FBI hasn't responded to any of the allegations, but I feel that they should.
But
I think
if someone gets, if they're charged, the fact that he did this before people were in custody
can make
it can affect
that
whether
can
they're
make a
able
difference.
to.
And for the slush fund, they have not responded to it.
Isn't
I
it
think
dangerous?
the American people get
but isn't
to know.
it dangerous to have a guy like that? I mean, I remember World War II. They had loose lips sink ships. Remember that?
Yes.
And it was a very dangerous thing to speak. You know, you wouldn't even give your dog sitter. You want your dog sitter to have discretion and not say where you are or
What's in your cabinets
or what other dog your dog is licking. You know, you don't.
Correct. Yep. Discretion.
Discretion is important.
The point is, whatever.
But it usually only takes one person, one time
So
to
what?
correct it, to make a mistake. And he keeps doing this, and people keep saying this is problematic, and he just keeps doing it. I think there's a definition in the dictionary for that.
There is, but we're not allowed to say it
go
on
look it up.
television. We'll be right back.
What more do you think?
Welcome back. You know, to celebrate Pride Month, the San Francisco Giants had Pride Night, where players had the option to wear caps with pride flags, but some players opted to put Bible verses on their caps instead. Now, Major League Baseball officials warned that it's a violation to deface the uniforms, meaning if they are not aware that you're putting it on, they don't want you to do it. They want to be made aware. But the Republicans, like Josh Hawley, are accusing the league of discrimination. And Vice President J.D. Vance chimed in with a post claiming, we don't have to do this anymore. You know who won.
Oh, he's quoting you.
Yes, he is.
He's quoting you.
Yeah. So here's the thing. They had the option.
Yeah.
You could do it or not do it. For some reason, sometimes I feel like Republicans miss what that means.
Yeah.
It means you can do it if you want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do
Because
it.
some people didn't wear the cap if they wanted to. What I didn't understand actually was why they chose that particular
I thought the
Bible
same thing.
verse from Genesis, because the verse reads in part,
Yeah.
whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. That to me means we are all God's creatures and God's children.
Yes.
Especially when you see the rainbow.
So I don't know.
What triggered them is the rainbow.
But I just,
That's the
isn't that
trigger.
like supporting the idea that we are all God's children?
Yeah.
So was that supposed to be a protest or
No,
own the libs?
Okay, 'cause
or?
No.
I misunderstood this a little. I didn't realize they had the option to
Yes.
forego wearing the cap. 'Cause
Yes.
my issue is going to be, if you had to wear the cap, I think freedom of expression counts even when I don't like your expression or if I disagree with your expression. So that would make sense. If they're saying you have to wear this pride hat, then you should be able to add your message. Like, I was very bothered during the Olympics that a Ukrainian athlete was disqualified for wearing the Ukrainian flag and making what was seen as a political statement.
Right.
That is an inherent right I believe you have. But in this, your right is just don't wear the hat.
Yes.
Well,
It
that's
was
the
safe.
point. And they did it in in the World Cup. FIFA forbid a uniform from a Haitian designer that had Toussaint on a horse. And I thought that was ridiculous because that is the history of Haiti. Haiti was colonized by the French, and it was the first black free republic. And so why shouldn't that be allowed? That should be allowed. But this, I just don't even understand what happened.
Well, and when a team has a rules, it's unity, uniform, unified. They're all agreeing to do something, and the team has been told you can't deface the jerseys, the t-shirts, the warm-up gear.
But you have the choice not to wear it.
You have the choice not to wear it. And a company says that. We all have things out of bounds. There are things you can't do in companies when you're wearing that brand or franchise. This is a very clear right and wrong. And they were just verbally told, like in the past, because people have done it for their mom, their dad, happy birthday, and they've been told you can't do that to the uniform. This is a consistent application of a rule of a team that pays you.
Although they weren't fined or disciplined.
No, they were verbally told you can't do this.
But the problem with this is that you have people who don't say, they had the option.
They're misrepresented.
Yes, and that is the thing that I don't like. Listen, if you don't have anything to hide, tell the truth. Tell the truth. They had the option, and the people who wanted to wear the quote from the Bible wore the quote from the Bible. The league says, unless you pass this through us, we're not going to count it. Yeah. So I don't know why they couldn't have just said, hey,
they made
good
it an
on
issue
you guys.
That will make people mad, saying it's anti-Christian, it's bigotry, it's.
Although they're saying they didn't write it in hate, that they didn't want.
I don't care what they wrote it in. They're making it sound like this was like we will put down the Christians.
The players are saying we didn't put this up for these people to be making us out to be bad. Listen, everybody, there are rules.
Yeah.
And when you don't follow the rules, they just say, listen, we'd rather you didn't do this anymore. But then to turn it into something there's no anti-Christian thing going on in this country. I'm sick of people saying it's anti-Christian. You have the right to go to any church, to believe in any God, to believe how you want to.
And a lot of Christians wear their pride flag loud and proud. So that is not a lane that you can co-opt.
It's just stop trying to... people are sick of this. They don't want the division.
No.
They don't want the division. It doesn't matter what side. Stop it. Stop it. It is not doing us as a people, as a country, any good. Quit it. We'll be right back.
The Dominic Hotel, proud hotel provider for The View, offers spacious luxury accommodations and sweeping city views. Just steps from the studio. Savor the day a little longer with relaxing treatments at the Sisley Spa or light bites at El Tacoy.
In the thrilling new Netflix special series, I Will Find You, Sam Worthington plays a dad wrongfully convicted of killing his son. But when he finds evidence that his son may still be alive, he's willing to risk everything to find out what happened to his precious little boy. Take a look. Please welcome Sam Worthington.
I binged this series and I loved it. It is so good. You are so good in it. I Will Find You. It's based on the 2023 best-selling book by Harlan Coben, an author known for those thrillers with the twists and turns, right? And all that stuff. What can you tell us about it? Because it's not quite out yet. And is it true we have your wife to thank you for doing this fantastic series?
Yeah. My wife she was a big fan of Harlan's books.
I love Harlan's books.
And the other Netflix series that he's done. So she was like, look, you got to take that phone call. Yeah. And you're right, it's full of twists and turns and cliffhangers and misdirects.
Every
and
episode.
Red herrings. Yeah. He never lets up. I think that's Harlan's created his own genre that way. It's very pulpy and very suspenseful. Yeah.
Well, the series has this great cast. You, of course, Britt Lauer from Severance, Milo Ventimiglia, Leah. Yes, that's right. From This Is Us. So what was it like just working with all of them?
Well, I get very starstruck. Quite easily, yeah, like now, but yeah, like I'd seen Britt in Severance, and I'd seen Milo and Gilmore Girls and things like that. So it was great, and I think the way I looked at the character, I looked at the character more like a damsel in distress, I think, rather than a hero, and because Britt is the character that actually saves me all the way through.
Yes.
So she's the one that's rescuing me. So I think she's the more heroic role in this. So it's great to balance and play with them. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
They're very sympathetic in it. I watched it too.
Yes.
Very sympathetic.
So
I just saw you, I just happened upon you in The Debt recently.
Oh, it's a great
You should definitely not miss that movie with
That's a
Helen
good one.
Mirren.
Yeah, and Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, with Jessica Chastain. You were so great. How long ago was that movie?
20 odd years ago.
But it holds up. It's so good. I'm
Then
sorry.
it's right on time
Go
because
ahead,
she
Alyssa.
focuses on World War II, so she's
Yeah, exactly.
way back to
She's getting modern.
2026.
But I echoed, this is a brilliant series. And you're a dad in real life to 3 boys, 6, 9, and 11. So what are your boys into right now? And are you seen as a cool dad?
I think I'm a cool dad. They
Which
would
is
beg-
telling us you're not a cool dad.
They would beg to differ. Yeah. They're into. Well, look, they're 3 boys. It's a madhouse, and my wife's gone away for about 3 weeks with her work. So it's very much boy house. She says it's her work, but I'm thinking it's more of a getaway. More of a chance away. Yeah, but I'm lucky that like the World Cup's on. They watch that and play a lot of sports themselves.
That's awesome.
Well, your family lives here in New York City, but you grew up in Australia. So do the boys love going back? I mean, that's a really cool. My mom's from Kansas. That's where I go. So your kids have a really
Kansas,
great
Australia.
Okay. So do they love going back to Australia?
Not really. No.
no.
Well, they're city boys, and Australia, everything can kill you.
Yeah, that is true.
I've always heard that they're just like there's dangerous animals
Snakes,
lurking
spiders,
around.
every poison snake.
Whoopi has said that.
It's beautiful.
I loved Australia. I used to go
it.
tour all the time until I stopped flying, and then it became a problem. But I loved it.
Yes.
I was in Queensland. I was in at Ayers Rock. I was all over.
Yeah, beautiful part of the country.
Yeah.
And it is. It's, they're used to the fast pace of New York City, and Australia is. It's very calm and relaxed. Yeah.
But you said your dad gave you a lot of tips on how to kind of handle the outback when you were a kid. Can you share one of those with us?
Well, he always told me to check boots outside and for spiders, and check under your bikes for spiders, and bang your feet for snakes. And
Oh my gosh.
you see shadows, they're sharks.
Are the spiders as bad as the snakes there?
Everything's bad.
Because they have the really tiny ones that just kind of come up and they go, hey, and then they get.
And they also have a huge one.
And then suddenly you have a giant hump on your shoulder, and it's the spider bite. Yeah.
And we think the subway's bad.
Well done, Joy. Well done.
So I read that you never thought of becoming an actor when you were a kid, but I hear that your dad inspired your love of movies. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've only kind of realized that lately. Like my dad, where I grew up, there's no movie theater or video store, so my dad would have to take big trips to get us movies, and so he would bootleg a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
And he would film in cinemas and things like that, and so we had hundreds of them that we used to watch, and they'd always be alphabetically organized by actor. I think, and Whoopi, you were W.
Yes.
Obviously, and then there was so we grew up watching Jumpin' Jack Flash, Color Purple.
Serafina, we were just watching it recently.
And that's, I think now I'm realizing that's my dad was instilling in me his love, and then not knowing that his son would get to do this
But
job.
who instilled your love for Arnold Schwarzenegger? I heard that too.
I worked with Arnold, like Arnold instilled my love for Arnold. He's a force, and whatever he puts his mind to, he achieves.
He's a smart cookie too. He's a governor of a state, in addition to being a bodybuilder and everything else.
Yeah.
Now, you shot to fame after starring in 2009's Avatar, right? Which became the highest grossing movie of all time. Then you go on to do 2 sequels. There are now 2 more on the way. Can you tell us anything about them?
Not really.
Okay,
But I think if you look at that first movie, it's about like a character trying to figure out where he fits in.
Yeah.
And then the second movie second and third movie are essentially one film, and it's about, once we fit in, we realize we're all connected. And I think if we get to continue the saga's about, what's important about being connected, and what do we have to protect? Yeah. And I think they're great messages, and that's why the movies take a long time, because we're not just making sequels, we're trying to James Cameron's trying to tell something that's a bit more poetic and a bit more thoughtful.
Yeah,
Yes.
very thoughtful.
Because we're trying to protect each other.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
long run.
And
It is, we're
yeah.
protecting each other.
Correct.
It's, you know, I love when you come because it's always good to see you, Sam. It's always fun. And I'm sure it's a little, you know, discombobulating at the table with us. But you're wonderful to talk to.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, well,
Thanks
thank you.
to
It's not discombobulating. You make me feel warm and welcome. So
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
I will find you. It's Netflix tomorrow. Do yourself a favor. You're home.
Yep.
After the parade, turn it on. We'll be right back.
Barbecue season is here, and since every pitmaster knows a clean grill makes all the difference in cooking and flavor, we're making sure the dreaded chore of cleaning those caked-on grills does not kill your summer vibes. Here with some pro tips just in time for Father's Day, please welcome Anthony Tranquita and Scott Mobley, the founders of our sponsor, Grill Rescue. Okay, guys, so I have to say, Father's Day is coming up, so everyone's thinking about barbecuing, getting out on the grill. So tell everyone why you started Grill Rescue.
Well, as a firefighter, we run so many medical calls, and we were shocked to learn that this traditional brush that you would probably find in all American homes is super dangerous. We run thousands of calls, and people actually swallow these. The bristles break off, they fall on the
Ew.
grates, they end up in the food, lead to serious health complications. So we needed a safer solution. We came up with Grill Rescue.
Okay.
It uses steam to clean. No bristles, safe alternative. And what's unique about the pad is it's actually made of the similar material as the same fire gear I rely on for my life safety on the job. So it's durable and it's built to last.
So the danger of that other brush is literally that those bristles get in your food?
Absolutely.
Yeah. In fact, 13 million were recently recalled this year alone because of that same danger. Too many people were going to the emergency room, and 13 million of these bristle brushes were recalled.
We literally have that brush. I'm petrified right now. Yeah. But as luck would have it, we happen to have this grill and griddle right here. So show us how this works.
Sure. Yep, so here we have a griddle.
Okay.
And whether you have a griddle, traditional standard grill grates, it works just the same. It's gonna use steam. Get the grill hot, dunk Grill Rescue in water, and watch as the steam is gonna do all the work. This is gonna pulverize any gunk that's on this griddle in 10 seconds or less. You have a perfectly clean grill using steam, no harmful metal bristles, no trips to the emergency room.
Of course, the fireman came up with this.
And now, if you have a regular grill,
show us.
which luck would have, we have one right here. Same thing. Get the grill nice and hot, dunk Grill Rescue in water, and again, wipe it on the grates and watch the steam do all the work.
That's crazy.
It's completely effortless, no harmful metal bristles, no harsh scrubbing. It's that easy. And when these get a little too dirty after a long barbecue season, you can actually just pop this off, put a new one on, and you're ready to go again. These can be cleaned in the dishwasher, and you're ready to clean your grill
You
one
can
more
just
time.
clean it then and just
That's
swap
it.
them out?
Ready
Swap
for
them
next
out
use.
and steam again.
And now
You're ready
these,
to go.
These heads are actually interchangeable with different style grills if you have. So if you have a deeper grill or a flat top, we've got every single style head that will match your style grill or your type of grilling.
Well, one other cool thing about this is, Scott, as a firefighter, your product gives back to the firefighting community. How so?
We don't just make great, exceptional products. Yes, we make the safest grill brush in the world, but the most meaningful aspect is the ability to give back. And it really comes from the heart from being a firefighter. Our mission is to be able to donate a percentage of proceeds to police, military, and fire rescue personnel in need.
Oh, I love that. It inspires even more of a purchase for me because that's the conscientious consumers. And well, thank you guys so much. You're absolutely creating a lot of safety around this. I'm replacing my brush immediately. And thank you so much for being here. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen for up to 50% off site-wide at grillrescue.com. And members of the audience are going home with a Grill Rescue brush. We'll be right back.
So, you know, when I left you all yesterday, I went over to Harlem Stage to honor the 50th anniversary of the Soweto Uprising at an event called Soweto 50. I made a movie called Serafina, which celebrated what happened because it was the children who changed the tide in South Africa. We went to talk about it yesterday, and I'd never been to the Harlem Stage.
I've never heard of it.
It is spectacular. Do yourself a favor. Check it out. Also, Sarah is on the Behind the Table podcast today. We like to talk about the behinds that sit in those seats because they're important behinds to have.
Not just a behind, though. The whole body is.
Well, the rest
today
of
I'm bringing it all.
Are you bringing everything?
Just today.
We want you all to have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy the view. And please, do not despair. We are in this together, and we're going to get through it together. We'll see you tomorrow. Amen and prayer.
La 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 la.